Now, hello. How are you? I hope that you are well. I hope that life is good for you and that you are enjoying your life. I did some reflecting recently, and I will say this weekend I pulled a Karen move. I'm not proud of it. I pulled a Karen move whilst dancing to reggaeton. These things happen. These things happen. What happened? What happened was, so I went to the club, right? I don't even want to call it a club. It was like a restaurant. Me and my lady went to this restaurant that turns into like a nightclub at night, which I'm a big fan of. I like how they do that. You get your bread during the daytime, sell your little empanadas or spaghetti or whatever, your spaghetti empanada. Get your bread, and then at night, bring everybody out to dance. I love that. I'm a big fan of dancing. I love to dance. So we go, and keep in mind, it's a Saturday night. So Saturday night, like, that's a big night of the week. That's like the night of the week to go dancing. I think Saturday over Friday is a more dance-worthy type of evening. 10:30 p.m. we show up to this place, and we're ready. We're dressed. We're looking good. She's looking better than me, as always. But we're both ready to dance. We walk in the doors, and we see all the tables are set up. Everybody is still eating dinner. 10:30 p.m. These people are eating dinner. 10:30 p.m. I've had dinner at 10:30 before. Is it something I'm normally doing? No. So I looked to the host. The host was there, and I said, "Oh, are you guys not doing like a nightclub tonight?" She goes, "Oh, we don't open the dance floor until 11:30." I said, "What?" She goes, "Are you guys here to eat? I can't get everybody seated at your table until everyone in your party is here. So make sure everyone in your party is here. Otherwise, I can't get you seated." I said, we're not here to eat. I'm here to shake some ass. Your party's not here. Talking to me about parties and who's where and what. That was not when I asked for the manager. That was a moment where I had to reflect and be like, all right, how bad do I want to dance? And it was pretty bad. And that was like the only spot within like a freaking 10-mile radius. I wasn't gonna go out, outside of my little 10-mile radius. I'm comfortable in that neighborhood, so decided to wait. Took a seat on the bench, and we waited. Appetizer trays went by my head. 10:45, 11 o'clock. Finally, I got hungry. I said, you know what? I'll take a table. Me and my lady will take a table. We'll grab some food. I don't know why. It's 11 o'clock at night. It's 11 o'clock at night. It's not even 11:30 yet. And you still haven't opened up to the dance floor. Is 10:30 too early to dance? That's some cokehead type shit. Oh, we don't start getting crazy till 30 days before the day ends. 30 minutes before the day ends. It's crazy. I don't know if they do that because they have to wait till 11:30 to allow the workers to get off of their shift. Like the cooks in the back to get off their shift so they can go hit on your girl. I don't know if that's why they do it until they wait until 11:30. But that was just kind of wild to me. Anyway, I ordered 3 empanadas. Tres empanadas. And I eat 2 of them. The first one was delicious. Second one was even better. The third one I was ready to eat. And then that's when 11:30 hit. That's when they cleared out all the tables and they opened up the dance floor. Being that I had been waiting there like 45 minutes, I was like, let's just go. And now I had a little predicament. What do I do with my empanada, right? I couldn't just leave it. I'm not going to abandon an empanada. That's like the Latino golden rule. Never abandon an empanada, ever. So I took it with me to the dance floor. I was just going to eat and shake some ass. I mean, who cares, right? It's just, that's something we all do. A lot of Latinos grew up eating and dancing at the same time. And a lot of people will say shit like, oh, well, that's a choking hazard. That's a choking hazard. We're not going to choke. I've never choked on food whilst dancing. It's in my Latino genes to be able to do that, okay? Some people have great hand-eye coordination. Some people are born to be surgeons. My daddy was a surgeon, his daddy was a surgeon, and now I'm a surgeon. We just got the surgeon hand. Latinos, we don't have like surgeon hands. We more so have the stomach to eat while we do salsa or digest while we perreal. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I took the empanada to the dance floor. And And I didn't realize that there was a sign that said no food allowed on the dance floor, and it had an empanada with a line through it, which I'm gonna go ahead and say I think that was a little racist. I think that was a little bit of a stretch. I was kind of like, who are you targeting? You couldn't put like a hamburger or chicken fingers. Why are you pointing fingers at us? Anyway, so I brought it out to the dance floor, and the dance floor was nice. It was nice. I was having a good time. I was getting ready to take my empanada out of my pocket. That's another thing I forgot to mention. I had the empanada wrapped in like 50 napkins in my pocket because I didn't want to just have just like a naked empanada, just like a bare piece of dough in my jacket pocket. I got some class, so I wrapped it up in like 50 napkins, kind of like how the mob used to just like put their guns in brown bags and they just hand you. That's what I did, but it was an empanada. It wasn't no Magnum. So I went to grab it, and then as soon as I went to grab it, the DJ turned on the fog machine. Yo, what's up with these fog machines? Fog machines just crowding the dance floor. I'm gonna be honest with you. For a minute, I thought we were being attacked by a terrorist. I was like, oh my God, today's the day. If I have to go out to Don Omar, I'm not gonna complain about it. That's a great way to go out. Then I heard the DJ say, y'all ready for the smog machine or the fog machine? I don't know how I feel about the fog machine in the clubs. I think it looks cool if you do a little bit of it. I think this DJ kind of overdosed it because the fog was like way up high. You know what I'm saying? It just looked weird. Everybody was sweating. It didn't smell right. All this fog and Latinos sweating. It smelled like GED up in there. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't ready to take my empanada out of my pocket to eat it. So I left it in there. Fog cleared out a little bit. You know what I think is funny about the fog machine is that dudes who are creepy in the club are more creepy with the fog machine because they're already approaching women from behind, being like, "Yo, you want to dance?" And she's like, she has no idea that there's a stranger behind her. Now the fog machine makes it even weirder because the fog kind of just like creates this blur, and then you just see these like weirdos just like emerge from the fog, like the weirdo Avengers, just like, yo, anybody got some ass for us? So I think the fog machine should just do it a little bit. Do it. It looks cool, but just do it a little bit. It's not something I would recommend too much, to be honest with you. Anyway, so sorry that took so long. I took the empanada out of my jacket pocket. Some of the grease at some point have fallen from the empanada, like it had leaked out, and some of the grease had gotten on the floor. And a lady had slipped and fell, and I don't know how that happened. I blamed it on the precipitation from the fog. I was around a lot of Latinos who didn't speak English very well, so I used bigger words in English to kind of like throw the blame somewhere else. I said, "Oh, that's the precipitation. That's the precipitation emancipation of the fog. Oh, that's because the fog. that's the emancipation of the fog. That's what's happening." And so the process is that it liquefies all of the particles creating, and I kind of just bullshitted my way out because some people looked at me. They were like, "Yo, you the dude eating that greasy ass empanada? Were you the one who made that woman fall?" I didn't feel too bad that she fell. You ask. I didn't feel too bad that she fell because she had gotten right up. She had gotten right up and started dancing because she must have heard like the intro to her favorite song. You ever notice how like when Latinas hear the intro to their favorite reggaeton song, nothing else in the world matters? These women act like they're getting proposed to when they hear that intro. Sound the intro, and then they just yes. They just start shaking their head. Like, ain't nobody proposed to you. They just playing a song. But to them, it's like the biggest thing in the world, and it's beautiful. I love to see our people having fun. It's kind of rude though. It is kind of rude because you'll be talking to them in the middle of a sentence, and if that song comes on, nothing you say matters. Nothing you say. Yeah, we all got laid off at work today. It was pretty tough, and they cut my 401k even. I'm not gonna make any more money for the rest of the. Oh my God! No, I know it's really bad. I got the kids at home. I don't know how I'm gonna support them. Esta canción. Oh yeah. Oh, it's the song. My bad. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We'll talk later then. They have that energy. They have the energy. They're very excited to dance all the time. Which again, it's a very contagious energy. I'm around a group of Latinas. If I hear them getting hype, I'm gonna get a little hype too. I'm like, oh shit, I love Romeo Santos. Yeah, that's my guy. That's a cool guy. Latinos give you mad energy when you play a good song, but they will also let you know if that song is basura. They will let you know if that song sucks. They'll just sit there with their arms folded, just looking at the DJ. They might even hiss at you. I've seen Latinas hiss at a DJ before. They just didn't like the song, so I saw her get up, enjoy the song. I said she's fine. She didn't even really care. I'm not even tripping. What had happened though is when she fell, a bunch of people looked, saw that she fell, and I was taking a bite of the empanada. She's on the floor, and I was. And I guess this bouncer had been watching me the whole night. He had been watching me the whole night, just squeeze my way through people. And he came up to me to tell me that I had to take my empanada off of the dance floor. And I'm going to go ahead and say, I don't think that should be his job. I've had so many problems whilst dancing on the dance floor with people standing on the dance floor. Yo, let me tell you something. If you're on the dance floor, you're on the dance floor. That means you have to dance, okay? Stop standing still. I hate when people stand still. I'm working on my salsa steps. I'm bumping into people. We're playing salsa bumper car. That's what it feels like. I'm doing spins. I'm gonna start stepping on people's toes on purpose. I'm gonna start wearing those boots with those thick heels, not like those drag queen heels, but I'm gonna start wearing, what are those, like Chelsea boots, and I'm gonna ask them to put heavy weights in the boots, in the heels, so I can just stomp on people. Get out the way. Am I being a little bit too weird? I apologize. I'm gonna go ahead and tone it back. I don't know why I'm miming. Anyway, I hate when there's too many people in the club standing still. Stop going to the club to stand still. Stop going to the club to stand still. I want to dance. People want to dance. Let us dance. You are standing still. You're standing in the way. And now, guess what? We all hate you. We're all talking shit about you behind your back. Everyone who stands in the club has a right to nothing. We have the right to make fun of you. If you standing around in the club while there's people trying to dance around you and you're in the way, people bumping into you, if you get bumped into one time, that's your cue to get off the freaking dance floor. Okay? You stand on still. We're going to start making fun of you to your face. We're just going to walk up to you. Yo, what up, zits? What up, zitty nose? I don't know. Anyway, I'm sick of those people. I think we need to have a dance bouncer. I think instead of having bouncers that are just checking everybody for food and stupid stuff on the dance floor, I think we should have a dance bouncer. So if you're standing still, you're not dancing, a bouncer has the right to approach you and be like, hey, you haven't been dancing. You need to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave because you're ruining everyone's evening, and people paid to be here. People paid cover. People paid for an Uber, or they paid for gas. They paid for whatever cologne they're wearing too much of. They paid for their nice outfits. Some people got into a fight because they had to get ready to get here. Some couples almost broke up because they hate getting ready together. And this was probably the last time they're going out, and you're ruining it because you're deciding to just stand still. And if you're fucking tall, you're worse than everyone else because you're in the way. Some of these dudes are mass short, 5'7" dudes. That's fine. We'll just hop over y'all. But the dudes who are 6'2", get your skinny ass out the way. Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's what I think the bouncers at the club should be for. Not to be watching me eating empanada in the dance floor. But so what? That's what happened. So the dude had come up to me and he was like, yo man, you got to take that off the dance floor. You can't have food on the dance floor. And I was like, man, this is bullshit, bro. I said, let me speak to the manager. He goes, that's not how this works. I was like, I know. And it just made me so mad. I was getting in trouble for eating an empanada. Meanwhile, there's dudes next to me who are just standing still, just taking up space on the dance floor. And they always like to complain. I've always noticed. It's always people who are in the club doing bullshit, not doing shit, who are not having fun, who say shit like, yo, it's so loud in here. I can't even talk in here. Yeah, bro, that's the point. We all come here because we don't want to hear you talk. Nobody was getting ready tonight like, yo, let's see what Ashton has to say. Nah, man, it's loud because you're supposed to shut the fuck up and dance. Even if you suck at dancing, try. You look better than the dude just standing still. You know how dumb you look in the club just standing still looking for pussy? Just... Maybe if I go by the girl's bathroom, maybe I'll have a better chance if I have it. Weirdos, man. I hate it. Get off the dance floor. Told this bouncer, I said, let me speak to the manager. He goes, that's not how this works. I was like, I know. And I felt very silly as soon as I said that. Because I had never, in my Latino life, have I ever said, let me speak to the manager. But tonight I did. I said, I want to talk to the manager. Because I was just upset that I was getting kicked out. Because I didn't want to leave the dance floor. Because it's like, you know how many people are on the dance floor? If I leave, I'm not coming back. If I leave, I'm not. It's like when Jack disappeared in the bottom of the ocean. At the end of Titanic, when that man disappeared, that's what happens when you leave a dance floor. You're never gonna see me again. So I didn't want to leave, but he made me leave. He's like, bro, you got to get out. You have to get out. And I'm not trying to. I'm not someone whoever wants to cause problems. So I was like, all right, fine. And I left the dance floor, and on my way out, and I saw the manager. I saw the owner or whatever, some dude who looked very important. And he had like some security guards near him. Like I knew he was el jefe, el patron. I knew he was in charge of whatever was going. And I made eye contact with him. And I said to him, I said, I'll see you in court, which doesn't mean nothing to nobody. That was just a dumb thing for me to say. But it was one of those moments where you felt like, yo, if I say some shit, I'll feel better about myself. You ever feel that? You ever feel like, yo, if I say something like that, if I say that right now, I'm gonna feel real good. I'm gonna feel cool. Yo, I'll see you in court. And then the second it leaves your lips, you're like, the fuck did I just say? I'll see you in court. Very embarrassing. Anyway, so now I've started to just dance around the house. That's what I do. Rather than going out, I'll go out every once in a blue moon. But when I'm home, like on a Sunday morning, I'll just dance Sunday morning in my house. I turn my house is the club. Sunday morning, my house is the club. Absolutely. I'm acting like I'm in the club while I clean. You know, I'm approaching furniture objects from behind. Yo, what you wearing? Yo, that pillowcase looking crazy on you right now. Like, just having fun, man. Dance is very important to me. So when people interfere with my dancing, you know, that's what happens. You interfere with my dancing, I'm gonna ask to speak to your manager. If you made it to the end of this, I appreciate you for watching.